Hello, this is Zapdos23590, or maybe you know me as Caddy, or Sonikitty. I haven't uploaded a public video on this channel in literally years, but one of my friends recently told me that I have a good YouTube voice, and I'm here to either prove him right or prove him wrong. And I kind of think this is a good idea just for reference for me anyway. So, last year, 2024, I wanted to try and actually play more video games, get through the backlog, all that kind of fun stuff. So I focused on that and took record of just all the stuff that I was playing. As you can see, Baldur's Gate 3 is up here right now, and it's the first game that I played in 2024. Technically, I started the year before, and I don't know when I started, so I don't have a date, but I ended on January 17th. With almost 200 hours, I obviously enjoyed the game. I kinda was bad at it, and some of that time was playing with some friends, but most of it was my single player. It was fun though. I played a drow paladin who wasn't a jerk, but people thought I was going to be a jerk anyway, so it didn't really work. But it was fun. I'd recommend it, but it's a very long game. Next game I played was Cat Quest 2 from January 24th to January 26th. I played it on Switch instead of on Steam though, so I don't have anything to show you, but it was a pretty nice amount of game. Got to play as a cat and a dog, even though it's Cat Quest. It made it kind of easy since both of them had to be downed, but it was really fun. The story was pretty good. This character's really cute, so I'd recommend this one. Next one was Chico. I'm pretty sure I got this one from a friend on Christmas one year. Let's see. I was hoping I'd see some screenshots here, but I don't. It plays like a Game Boy or Game Boy Color type game. Your little squirrel friend. It's very cute. It's very good. I wonder if, let's see. I didn't seem to take any screenshots. Just go to the store page, I guess. But looks like a Game Boy Color game. Even specifically is trying to look like one. It wasn't very long. It literally took me 2.5 hours to almost 100% the game, but it was fun. It was cute. It was pretty unique. I'd recommend that too. It wasn't very expensive either. Took me from January 31st to February 4th, since I played it in small bursts. Next, and this was a girthy game, I played Disgaea 7 on Switch. It's on Steam too, but why? Why do you need this? It's perfectly appropriate for... It probably is. Maybe there's some boobs. Maybe. It's fine. But I played that one a ton. I'll open it from here. Since I want to talk about this. Usually I've been buying the with plushies is gone. Buy the special edition, but Disgaea 6 kind of burnt me a little bit. Disgaea 6 went from Disgaea 5 and below were 2D sprites, and I looked amazing all the time. But in 6 they switched to 3D models, and they took out a ton of classes, and it was fine, but it wasn't that good. And that made me hesitate in buying the special edition for this one. But once I played, it was like, wow, this is actually way better than 6. Plus, look at this cat. Look at this perfect cat right here. Prillica is so cute, and I had to buy the plushie separately because it's just so cute. Since it was on Switch, I don't have how long I played it, but I played it for quite some time. It took a very long time to beat. I played it from February 4th to March 17th, which is insane. But it was worth it. I tried doing some endgame stuff, but that didn't really pan out. It got too hard and grindy and not fun, so I just kind of gave up on that. but I'd recommend it. Next, I played Palworld with my friends online. This one went from March 1st to April 21st, but that's mostly just since we only could play like a few times a week, maybe even only once a week. But it was really fun. I don't normally play beta games, but it was worth it to get on this. I mean, especially since now it might. Well, let's not talk about that. But I played it for over 80 hours. It was really fun. I kind of would like to make time just to play solo and try and like pseudo speedrun the game, but I don't got time for that, so it's just gonna not be doing that. Once it's completely out of, let's see, what's it called again? Early access. Once it's completely out of early access, I might attempt to play it again, but I'll probably wait until it's out of early access, assuming it does. But I'd recommend that as well. It's really good. Next game I played was Unicorn Overlord, March 18th to April 17th. Another game I played on Switch, so I can't exactly show much off, but it's also really freaking good. I loved the games that these are basically copying: Ogre Battle 64 and Ogre Battle on the Super Nintendo, though I haven't played that one as much. You have to play completely differently than you do on N64, and I played that one first, and then I got crushed, so I need to get back to it, but I haven't yet. But Unicorn Overlord, amazing game. It's not exactly a replacement for Ogre Battle, since it plays differently in a lot of key ways, but as an evolution, this is the perfect steps. I would highly recommend this, but also it took me a month to play and I was playing it all the time. So yeah, it's another girthy RPG. So if you pick it up, just know that you're in for a long time. So I've been really happy with all the games I played so far, but you can't always have good games, and that's where Peach Showtime comes in. This game, it's just not good. I don't know how long I played it for, but it took me 3 days to beat. I remember playing it pretty consistently, and it was just really short, and it wasn't particularly fun or engaging. At $60, it was definitely not worth it. Like, I'd recommend playing the DS game instead of this one. It was much more fun than this was. What's up with her face? It just looks weird in that picture. But whatever. I wouldn't recommend that one. This next one I would recommend, assuming you actually know anything about the source material. Hiveswap Friend Sim. Took me about 20 hours to beat. It's all text-based, pictures like this, but it was really freaking good. That's hilarious. Not all of it was great. It is basically fan fiction since Hussey didn't write it, but it is all good. Trolls are always fun to read about. There's a reason why Homestuck basically peaked once the trolls came around. No, this is all original characters, so you're not going to see any of the ones from the actual comic. That's in a different game, but it was still really fun to read. This was also when I got my Steam Deck, and I didn't get around to this before, even though I wanted to, because I just have a hard time playing computer games. Sitting down and playing a video game is hard for me, because I just want to, like, I don't know, it doesn't work. But with my Steam Deck, I could play this wherever I wanted, and that made it a lot easier to digest. And a lot of these are going to be shorter Steam games from here on out. There's going to be a few Switch games, but mostly it's going to be Steam that I played on my Steam Deck. So next is Dust. I can't say I didn't want to mostly play this game because of her. She's so freaking cute. Her voice is literally perfect. Like, literally, she's perfect. But also, it's a really fun game. Took me about 15 hours. I didn't quite 100% it, but I got pretty close. This was actually the first Metroidvania I probably played, unless I played one without realizing it. This one's pretty light on the Metroidvania, like, shtick, but I think it would still count. Um, but yeah, that's about all I have to say. It's really good. It's not too long, so I'd really recommend this one as well. And then I said there was going to be another Homestuck game in here. And here it is, Pester Quest. This one took me longer to play. I'm not entirely sure why. Oh wait, I forgot. Dust was from May 11th to May 18th, and Hive Swap Friend Sim was April 30th to May 19th. And Pester Quest was May 19th to June 11th, but there's a reason for that, and I'll get to it when I get to it. But playtime, over 30 hours. I really don't know why that is. I feel like they were comparable, but this one just took me longer. But yeah, this one actually has all of the trolls and kids from the comic. It's really good. It gets really weird at the end, but I guess it works. I had to look some stuff up because it got kind of esoteric how to proceed near the end, but whatever, I guess. Um, Again, it's basically fan fiction. Not all of the characters act like you might expect them to, but they act well enough that it's enjoyable. This is an alternate universe, so it's fine if they're not exactly how you expect them to be. So, yeah, just I would recommend it, but go in with an open mind. You also should definitely play Hiveswap Friend Sim first, since this is literally a sequel. The character, you, I guess, MSPA reader, is the same in both the games, and Friend Sim happens first. So I said I had a reason why it took so long to beat Pester Quest in real time, not in playtime, and that's because the Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door remake came out, and once it came out, I was going to stop doing whatever I was doing and play it instead. It is so freaking good. I already loved The Thousand Year Door, and this was legitimately better. It's not perfect, but the original game wasn't perfect either, so they couldn't really fix all of the problems. Though they technically didn't need to make more, but small blemishes. Um, this one took me from May 23rd to June 9th, which is pretty fast for an RPG. I don't have an hour for how long it took me since it's on the Switch, but I feel like I played it at a pretty brisk pace. And this is probably the third or fourth time I played The Thousand Year Door, so I knew pretty much what I was doing. Um, let's see. I don't really know what to say about it besides go play it. It's absolutely worth $60. You could say Nintendo should stop making remakes and then selling them at full price, and they should, but it's still worth $60 if you have not played it before. And even if you have played it before, I'd still recommend it because it's an amazing game that's worth experiencing again, especially with all the things that they updated. So, after that, I played a game I've been wanting to play for a very long time, but again, never making time for. Night in the Woods. Friggin' love this game. It only took me a little bit more than 15 hours, but damn, it was good. Like, May is really freaking good character. The side characters are good. The story is really weird, but really good as well. It very confusing at some points, but it's really good. I do need to replay it. There's some branching paths you can take, so I should probably do that along with getting the rest of the achievements, but I think I'll do that in probably like late this year, maybe early next year, just so it's a little bit. I kind of forgot some things, but really like this one. Highly recommend it. Just don't really have anything else to say. Just really good stuff. And I think I already said it, but June 12th to June 19th, so it took me about a week. I was pretty hooked on that one. Next, I played Stray. This one only took about a little over 10 hours, but it's really good. It's short, especially if you're not trying to go for everything. I wanted to go for everything, but like beat the game in 2 hours. That's kind of scary to. That one, I should have been able to do that one. Sleep, that's just a big waste of time. And I guess I just never did that one. I guess I just good enough to not die that many times. But highly recommend this. It's an extremely amazing atmosphere. The story isn't too much. It's more story. You have to figure out the story yourself for the most part, but it's still there and it's still really good. And look at that cat. That cat's so cute. And you get to play as the cat. It's so good. There's a button where you just meow, and there's an achievement for meowing that I got like instantaneously, which is hilarious. Let's see if I can find it here. Let's see. Meow 100 times. I got that like before even starting the real game. But yeah, this one's real fun. It's really interesting. Highly recommend playing this one too. It's not even that long. Next one is super short. I think I probably finished it in a day. A Building Full of Cats. Took me an hour. I 100%ed it. It's just a find the cat in the picture. And looks like one of my friends did that too. It's just really good. It's just short, sweet. If you don't like this type of game, you're obviously not gonna like it. But looking at pictures, finding cats, it's fun. Some of them are pretty tricky too. But yeah, that took me obviously just a day. I mean, an hour, 1 minute, pretty short. I'd like to play more of these honestly, but I'm trying to reduce my backlog, not add to it. So I'm not doing that right now. Next, another game I played on my Steam Deck, Kaze and the Wild Mask. I forgot this part. She's a bunny. Of course I want to play a game where you get to play as Bunny. This is a 2D platformer. You get to spin, jump on enemies. Took me 8.5 hours to beat. I didn't 100% it since the last one is another speed run, and I just don't like trying to speed run games. I don't like the idea of like, oh hey, you beat it in 2 hours and 5 minutes, so you didn't get the achievement. That's a big waste of time that I don't appreciate. So I'll just never get that one, I guess. But it was fun. 2D platformers are always pretty good. It needs to have a hook for me to actually want to go out and play a 2D platformer, but being able to play as a bun, that's enough of a hook for me. So yeah, I'd recommend this one. It was fun. So it got really hard near the end though. That's the main reason why I don't want to try this speedrunner thing, because I might just get stuck at near the end and get really frustrated. But that took me from June 30th to July 4th. Next is Lunastice. Whatever. You get to play as a fox, as well as, I think, an owl and something else. This one took me a little less than 7 hours to play. I didn't get nearly as many achievements as I would have liked, but there was a lot more searching around and not really knowing what to do, and I don't like looking up stuff. So I just didn't bother going for achievements in this one. But it was fun. 3D platformer, I should say. Good jumping mechanics. 3 different playable characters, I think. Each one plays a little bit differently with different health, different jump mechanics, different ways to attack, or no ways to attack in some instances. Oh, look, she's so cute. But really fun game. The story is pretty weird and abstract, but it was still good enough to keep me invested. Would recommend this one as well. Just make sure you're paying attention to stuff or you'll miss the secrets. Next, and this one, this was a giant, it was a little bit of waste time. Started playing MapleStory again. July 14th to August 8th. There was a burning event going on, and that's the best time to play. You, level up 3 times as fast. Every level you get 2 levels. and I just can't help it sometimes. The game looks so good, even though the game is also so bad. It's not a it's a guilty pleasure. Music's really good. Some of the classes are amazing, and everything just looks so nice. But it's so grindy, and it's so if you don't have a pet, it's not you can't play the game without a pet. You really just can't. So once the free ones run out, you either have to pay or give up. And eventually, July 14th to August 8th. Let's see. How long is that? I'm not going to attempt to. So I didn't play it for over a month, but that was still like 3 weeks. I could have been playing like a real game. But I don't completely regret it. It's still fun. I'm glad I can still actually go back and play MapleStory at least. So, I would not recommend playing MapleStory. Though, if you have to play an MMO for some reason, if someone has a gun to your head, I'd recommend playing MapleStory. That's the only way, though. I just don't really like MMOs. Next, I played a Cat Quest 3, also on Switch, so I also don't have anything to show you. But you playing as a pirate cat. She's or he. You can actually determine the gender on this one. Before, I'm pretty sure it was always male, but this one, very slightly, you can change it to make her a she. But this one was really good, but it was also extremely short. I feel like Cat Quest 3 might even be shorter than Cat Quest 1. It at least felt shorter than Cat Quest 2. It had a lot of different ways to fight. It had some 2D sections, which was interesting. It had naval combat, and it had the normal combat here, just running around shooting and attacking melee range. You had guns that had different ranges instead of just having magic like you did before. It was very fun and very interesting. I just wish there was more, because I got to the end and it was like, that's it. I want to play more. I want more content, and there just wasn't. So I'd still recommend it. It's still a really good game. I just wish there was more of the game. After that is another game that I think I was probably gifted it, and I just never got around to it, called Rabi-Ribi. I really didn't know what I was getting into with this one. I thought it was like maybe a Mega Man type game. Really, all I needed to know was that you got to play as a bun, and there's a fairy. So I played it, and guess what? It was a Metroidvania, and not a light Metroidvania, a hard Metroidvania. Both in terms of difficulty and there's Metroidvania influences on this heavily. I was terrible at the game. It took me 30 hours to beat. I don't know how I beat it that fast. As you can see, there's freaking hundreds, literally hundreds of achievements. A lot of them basically coming down to don't get hit during a boss fight. And the boss fight, I barely won in the first place. Did hard pass on trying to get all those, but it was definitely fun. The Metroidvania parts really irked me though. It's hard to find stuff. They really hide the upgrades really well, and it was hard for me to find. And like the last thing I found was the stupid item that pings when you're on a screen where a hidden item is. If I had found that earlier, it would have been significantly less frustrating. But of course, I find that like last. I think I had to look it up. Talk to like some random person in the town hub, and I didn't realize that. So I just didn't get that until I was already done. Very frustrating, but the game's fun. I feel like it might not have been translated very well, but whatever. I guess. Oh look, there's a plushie for one of the characters. That's cute. Anyway, I'd recommend the game if you like Metroidvanias. If you don't, or if you like Mega Man, I feel like it plays a lot like Mega Man. But otherwise, it's pretty intimidating. It's real hard. I don't know how to beat the freaking game. Like the boss battles are very Mega Man like, and then the platforming is really precise and difficult sometimes. I don't know how I beat this game, honestly, but it was fun. I'd recommend it, but just keep in mind what I said. Next, another game that, oh yeah, of course it's not going to. It's like that. It, yeah, whatever. This is a bartending game by the same people who made, let's see, shoot. I'm dumb and can't remember things. They made another game that I really like. I'm not going to be able to find it very well. Whatever. Bartending game. It's really good. Let's go see if there's... that's fine. Let's not go to the community page again. Let's remember not to do that. I don't want to go to the store page. Gonna play a video. Okay, there we go. This works. But bartending game, people over here ask you for a drink, you make the drink, you give it to them, they give you money, but more importantly, they talk to you all the time as they're drinking. You can also get them drunk sometimes, so they say different things depending on whether they are drunk or not. And there's a cat. Technically, she's not a cat. It's complicated. She also has a cyber eye. You can figure all that out. It's very good. Yeah, stare at the cat-eared girl when allergies enter the fray. How classy. She's my favorite character. She's really good. Dorothy is also really good. Highly recommend this. I played it on my Steam Deck, and the controls were awful, but it still worked. I should have played this when it came out, but I didn't. I played it 8 years later, like an idiot. Would not sleep on this game. The characters are really good. The story is very good. There's talking dogs if you like dogs. The main character has a cat that she speaks for the cat, even though the cat can't speak. And that took me way too long to realize that she was doing that. See how it says "for" in quotation marks? I thought "for" was actually talking, since there's talking dogs, so why can't there be talking cats? Well, Jill, the main character, was actually speaking for the cat, as if she knew what the cat was thinking, when really the cat was probably not really thinking anything at all. But anyway, extremely good game. It took me from September 2nd to September 17th to beat. Oh, for Rabi-Ribi, it took me from August 22nd to September 1st. So Valhalla took me quite a while. I think I took a break in there a little bit, but definitely a good game. 100% took me 30 hours. The worst one was Win a Video Game. They had a shmup in there, and it was way too hard. I think I had to look up a guide to figure out where things were going to come from, so I could actually know what to do to not die. But that's a side thing. You don't even have to play it. Would highly recommend playing this game. Next, another disappointing game that I played this year. I forget why I have this game, but Blender Bros. This is, I think, a Game Boy Advance game, has pre-rendered graphics, and it took me less than 2 hours to beat. And it wasn't a particularly enjoyable 2 hours. Just a generic 2D platformer with nothing much about it. It was just disappointing. Like, if I had gotten this actually on the Game Boy Advance and paid full price for it, man, that would have been bad. Took me 2 days to beat since I couldn't actually play for 2 hours straight. It really just wasn't very good. Like, it's not a terrible game, but I wouldn't even waste 2 hours playing it. Next is the third Metroidvania game I played this year, Cat Maze. Can you guess that I wanted to play this game because it had cat in it? If you did, good job. You're right. I wanted to play this game because it had cat in it. Mazes are also fun. But yeah, Metroidvania. Story's pretty good. Characters are pretty good. It was significantly easier to play than Rabi-Ribi, which was greatly appreciated. Rabi-Ribi was way too hard and way too long. At clocking it at 8 hours, this was a significantly better length for a game like this for me. Took me from September 20th to September 22nd. So I'd really recommend this one too. It was very fun. Story was very good as well. You even got to, while she's a witch instead of a cat, you did get to dress up as a cat for a little bit, which was extremely cute. I don't know why they took it away after the quest you were working on was over, but whatever. It's very good. I'd highly recommend playing it. Next, I'm not sure what to really think about this one, but the first tree. You get to play as a fox. If you assumed that I got this game because I wanted to play as a fox, you'd be right. I didn't know anything about this game, except you get to play as a fox. If I knew much else, I probably would not have played it. It's a little bit depressing. 2 hours, a little over 2 hours to beat it. Beat it over 2 days, September 22nd to September 23rd. There's not much to it. It's still fun, but it's a little bare. You just search around for things, go to the next area, see some plot elements of what's going on. Like, the basic idea is you're a fox and you're looking for your missing children, and spoilers, they're dead already. And I honestly, when I found out that happened, it was like I kind of wish I didn't even play this game. But I did play the game. I did beat the game. I am not going to 100% it because some of these, I'd have to just look them up to not waste my time doing these achievements. But like there's like symbolism. This is basically like a dream-ish type of deal where the person telling the story is kind of talking about his issues and the fox is kind of going through the same thing. It's kind of avant-garde. It was like interesting. I still kind of recommend it, but like it's also depressing. Like I didn't like the story ending like that. So, it's mixed feelings on this one. It's not a bad game, but also it's an absolutely bad game. Let's just continue since I don't know what else to really say. Next, another really good game that I enjoyed, Echoes of Wisdom. I apparently misspelled echoes. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Really enjoyed this one. I don't think I have to really say too much about it. Took me from September 26th to October 13th. Like, it wasn't exactly a perfect game. It had some problems that if you've watched any videos about it, people have probably said, but I enjoyed it. I didn't really have much problem with it. I think I 100%ed it. No idea how long it took since it's on the Switch, but I enjoyed it. I'd recommend it. Just try to purposely be creative. Don't be like, I have this hammer and this hammer solves all of my problems, so I will only use this hammer, because that's a good way to make the game boring. Just because you can do that doesn't mean that's going to make the game be fun. Like, near the end of the game, I basically just summoned 6 keys to solve my problems, because watching 6 keys fly around killing everything is hilarious and fun, instead of doing the optimal thing, which is just summon the strongest thing that I can and have it kill everything for me. So, be creative if you play this game. I think that's the best way to play. And it's just really cute and good. Next, I played Power Wash Simulator. I didn't know what to play after Echoes of Wisdom, so I just picked up this because I think one of my friends was playing it. Now, that 80 hours is not how much I played at this time. I played the main story years ago, so I don't know exactly how long I played this year. But between August 14th and August 18th, and then November 2nd to November 5th, I filled some time gaps with Power Wash Simulator. It's just really relaxing. It's just fun seeing the dirt go away, and some of the things that you clean off is pretty freaking hilarious. Really recommend this. I kind of want to get the DLC, but also I don't want to add to my backlog, so I haven't done that. But really good. Probably don't have to try and tell anybody that, though everyone knows that this is a great game. Next, Deep Rock Galactic. Now, mostly I play this with my friends on Friday sometimes. Got a little over 55 hours in it. Most of it just playing with my friends. But my friends played it offline a lot more than I did, so they could play some things that I couldn't. So I decided that I needed to catch up with them so we could actually do some of the late game stuff. So from October 18th to October 21st, I just bashed my head against the game until I was high enough level to start doing the deep dives. Unfortunately, the first deep dive we tried, we wiped on the third level out of 3, so that sucked, but it's still a fun game. I'd recommend this as well. It was even fun single player. It was nice to be able to just put it down and then pick it up whenever. So it was good. I enjoyed playing it. Probably won't play it on my own anymore because, again, I'm trying to lower my thing, and with multiplayer games like this, it's just not going to happen. Kataria Fables. If you thought that I picked up and played this game because I get to play as a cat, you're right. I get to play as a cat, so I wanted to play the game, so I did play the game. I 100%ed it. Took 26 hours. It was strange. It plays a lot like Rune Factory, but with a lot of the stuff stripped down. So you have a farm, you go out and fight things. There's a story. The story's passable. It does its job well enough. There's farming for materials, selling props and materials and everything, making armor and all of that, making better weapons. It's honestly probably not a good game, but as you can tell, I played it for 26 hours. I liked it even though it's not particularly a good game. I don't know what to say about that. The character designs are there's some really good character designs though. Look at this bunny. That's a really cute bunny. Then there's this one over here who's also cute. That guy's cute. The little sprite thing's pretty cute too. Look at this tiger. She's so good. And a little mouse. Really good character design. You can also change the fur pattern of the main character. I don't have any screenshots on here since I played on my Steam Deck. But I picked probably a tabby or something. It was good. I liked it. You gotta throw around magic that's way too freaking overpowered. I'd recommend this, even though I know it's probably not actually a very good game. I think I said this already, but just in case I didn't, played that from October 25th to October 29th. Next is Mario & Luigi Brothership. I also really enjoyed this game. Not perfect, especially the beginning. The beginning was a slog. And it is really tutorial heavy, but also I don't care. So I didn't care. No idea how long this took me to play since, again, on the Switch. But November 8th to December 31st is how long it took me. So almost a month. I was playing it pretty regularly. Yeah, it's really good. The only thing I didn't like was that it focused on the new world and the plug idea a little bit too much. I would have liked it to lean more on like normal Mario's enemies and stuff a little bit, since aside from Bowser's army that shows up, because of course you can't make a Mario game without Bowser interfering. There aren't any like old Mario enemies. Like, that's the one thing I didn't really like. It didn't cause too many problems since eventually we got some at least, but I would have liked to see more of the like standard enemies and variants of standard enemies than what we got. But regardless, it was really fun. I really enjoyed it. Luigi might not have gotten the best representation ever, but better than what he's gotten in the past at least, so not too much trouble there. Next, a game that I got on this way freaking late. Bit Trip Runner. I like this game, but also hate this game. Took me a little over 7 hours to play. I have not gotten this mad at a video game in a very long time. This game got insanely difficult on like the normal difficulty, and it kind of sucked. Like, they expect you to play perfectly for way too freaking long on some of these levels, and it sucked. I would recommend this game, but I would recommend playing it on easy first. And if you still want to play, then go to normal instead of starting on normal. You can't just switch between the difficulties because every level is like you have to play the previous ones on that difficulty before you can play the later ones. So like I got stuck on a level and was like okay, fine. I'll go to the easy difficulty. You beat me. And then I found out that I had to start the entire game over again. And I was like one of the last ones. So it was like, never mind, I'm just going to bash my head against this until I win, I guess. And like 7.2 hours isn't that much, but when you're fuming mad, it kind of is. And that took me from December 2nd to December 5th, and I don't know. I enjoyed playing it when it wasn't batshit hard, but it got batshit hard. Next game, would not recommend this one. Whoops, that's not how you spell fairy. Fairy Bloom Freesia. If you thought I bought this game without knowing anything about it because you get to play as a fairy, you'd be right. And that was a mistake. This game took me 2 hours to beat. Obviously, 100%, there's a lot more, but the combat wasn't particularly good enough to warrant it. You're a fairy protecting a forest against random bullshit, and then a kingdom trying to steal some stuff from the forest, and then everything goes to shit because it's an anime game. It wasn't like a bad game, and if you click with the combat, you could probably get a lot more out of it than I did, but the combat really didn't click for me. Like, the best thing about the game was that you got to play as a fairy, and I could probably do that and have more fun. But it was worth playing at least. Did 2 hours. Whatever. Not a particularly good game. Let's move on. Played that I literally played it all in one setting, probably on December 8th. Next, Unholy Heights. This is a game with a really nice art style. I don't know what made me get it. It might have been in a bundle. A lot of these might have been in bundles. But look at this art. It's really good. The basic premise of this game is that you have apartment building that you rent out to these monsters, and then the monsters fight invaders, and they have lives, they go to work, they get married, have children, all that kind of stuff. And I really wanted to play it, but it's kind of slow. Gaining money was taking too long. I was getting destroyed in combat. I didn't like my people dying. And guess what? Unholy Heights, you basically play as the devil. You're not supposed to be nice. You're not supposed to care about any of these people. Like, you're supposed to get these people in and then just let them die. Like, specifically for some of these monsters, they only want to be at your apartment if people are dying constantly. And it's like, I couldn't do it. I played for a little over 3 hours and decided this game isn't for me. I'd like to watch like someone play it so I don't have to make all these choices and can actually, they're probably actually good at it. This is a tower defense, 2D tower defense, so there's a lot of micromanagement during the battles too that I was terrible at. So like, yeah, I'd recommend this if you like this sort of game, but I didn't like this sort of game, so I gave up on it. Next, Copy Kitty. This game is really freaking good. A little less than 9 hours. I didn't attempt to 100% it since this game was hard for me. It plays like Mega Man. If instead of defeating a robot master, you could like gain their abilities in later stages, but instead you kill an enemy and then immediately you can use their power. And also you can fuse the powers together in unique and novel ways. It was sensory overload for me though. Sometimes things were happening and I could not keep up. So I beat the game as the main character. There's at least one other character and some like time trial stuff and all that kind of stuff. Maybe there's not time trials, but there probably are. There's plenty more that I could do, but I decided I beat the main game. Took me almost 9 hours. That's good enough for me. Played from December 16th to December 19th. I was good. I got enough out of it. I might come back to it again, but for now I decided to put it down. But also, yes, if you thought I picked up this game and wanted to play it because I got to play as a cat, you'd be right. I like playing as cats. So, next game. I don't know 100% why I own this game, but Pac-Man TM Championship Edition 2. Didn't really know what to expect from this, aside from being able to play Pac-Man. And you honestly don't really play Pac-Man as you would expect. Played this from December 20th to December 22nd, 3.5 hours. It was fun, but not that fun. There's like a story mode that I was interested in beating, adventure here, but it eventually turned into time trials and score attacking, and that's not the type of game I wanted to play. So like I got enough out of it in 3.5 hours, and I didn't come even close to 100%ing it, but whatever. I gave up, but it was still fun. If you really like Pac-Man, I would recommend it, but if you really like Pac-Man, you probably already played it anyway. Next, DuckTales Remastered. Played this, took basically 5 hours. Played it all on December 23rd. Apparently had nothing better to do besides play this game. It was definitely fun. I did not play this game on original hardware, so it was all new to me. The first level seemed way harder than it needed to be, and some of the later levels were much easier, so that was weird. But aside from that, and then the last escape mission being too hard if you ask me, the game was very fun and fair. I didn't 100% the game since it would have required a bunch of grinding and also replaying the game on hard, which and extreme difficulty. I don't even know if I could do that. Game's actually pretty hard. But 5 hours, definitely worth playing. Would definitely recommend it. The characterization is really good in this game, too. I forgot how good DuckTales is. I haven't watched that in forever. It's so good. Next, you'd never guess why I wanted to pick this up. You gotta play, technically, she's not a cat, but I mean, there's a cat right there. Close enough. No-yo. Apostrophe. And then exclamation point. Game is very, very good. It plays like Earthbound. It's much shorter than Earthbound. Only took me 12 hours to 100, a little less than 12 hours to 100% the game. But it plays exactly like Earthbound with the being able to take critical damage but then heal it to survive or just end the battle and your HP stays where it is. Very, very good. The story got a little weird. I'm not going to spoil anything since I really do suggest you play the game. And obviously spoiling it would make you maybe not want to play the game since you don't need to know the story. But it is very good. I'd recommend playing it. It does require 4 or 5 playthroughs, but since you keep your experience each time, it's easy to rush through the beginning to get to the new content. Look, there's a bunny, and a cat, and a chick, and then a hamster. Really good stuff. Would highly recommend this. And then the last game that I played in 2024 and am still playing right now, Crosscode. One Discord server that I'm in has been raving about this. Was raving about it years ago, and I didn't pick it up because I don't have time to pick up games. I'm swamped almost all the time. And I didn't actually even own this one. This is actually I bought it this year. One person that I watch on Twitch was going to start playing this one, and I knew that I wanted to play it myself. My friends on that server said it was really freaking good. Definitely worth playing. I didn't want the story to be spoiled for me, if I watched him. I didn't want to not watch him. So I decided to pick it up, play it before he did, at least get ahead of him. He only plays for like 5 hours a day, so as long as I played more further along than he did, it would be fine. I started that on December 26th. It's December 8th now. I'm still playing. Over 50 hours in. I am getting near the end, but I probably do want to try and 100% this. Though, once I look at the achievements, I might find out that I just can't. I'm awful at this game. So freaking bad. I'm awful bad at this game. But I'm good enough to at least beat the story, hopefully, probably. But really fun. The story is that you're stuck in a video game. I always love that trope. Dot hack, 10 out of 10, even if the gameplay in Dot hack is kind of bad. Thankfully, the gameplay in this is amazing. The story's really freaking good. The gameplay, really freaking good. High on puzzles, high on combat, good mix. Characters are amazing. Extremely recommend this game. Let's see. Let's go to the store page real quick. Here's one of the first bosses. Here's Overworld. Since it's like this, and you're jumping around everywhere, esoteric platforming, it's really freaking addictive. I'm really enjoying playing it. I'm probably going to be sad when it's over and there's nothing more to do. But that's not me yet. But yeah, I'd highly recommend this. It's so freaking good. Leia, the main character, is hilarious. Even though she can't really talk, only a limited amount, she's still hilarious. But I'd really recommend this game. Oh, I'd recommend Bug Fables too. But Crosscode, amazing. Highly recommend it. Should not have waited over 6 years to play it, but I did. It's too bad Radical Fish Games has not put out any more games. I want to see what else they could do, but they haven't done anything yet. At $20, 20 bones, this is a steal. And it was probably on sale like 50% off during Christmas. 100% worth it. Would definitely recommend this game. So anyway, that's all I got for right now. I don't know if I'll do any more than this, but I wanted to at least do this so I could get my opinions out on the games that I played. Maybe prove if my friend is actually right that I have a good YouTube voice or not. So yeah, that's it. 26 games played last year, I believe. I think I did pretty good. Alright, bye.